Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and sponsors. I'm Jim McCoy, along with Johnny McCoy on the camera, coming to you live from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon. And we thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game Day, powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon. Today, we've got the crosstown rivals going at it. Black and blue baseball. It is the North Medford Black Tornado versus the South Medford Panthers. This game on TableRockSports.net is brought to you in partnership with our community business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for today's event. Please let our sponsors know you appreciate their support. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search Table Rock Sports and click on the red subscribe button, and then we'll let you know when games go live. What we'll do right now, we'll go ahead and pause to recognize a couple of those sponsors. And when we get back on the other side of this break, we'll bring you the portion of the pregame show brought to you by Tap Rock on the Rogue River in Grants Pass. That will come up here in just 2 minutes. Get ready for high school baseball. North and South Medford going at it here on TableRockSports.net.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale price. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Cellular prepaid, our plans have no extra fees, like our lowest priced unlimited plan at just $40 a month. So don't get surprised by other providers and their extra fees. Plus, with our unlimited plans, you get your choice of a free Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Power. With US Cellular prepaid, what you see is what you get.
No extra fees and no surprises with US Cellular at Siskiyou, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This portion of our pregame show brought to you by Tap Rock on the Rogue River in Grants Pass. Locally owned, family run. Check out the new menu and the great views at Tap Rock. We're moments away from first pitch. The umpiring crew making their way towards the diamond. The Panthers and North Medford getting ready to square off coming into today's action. According to the OSAA Power Rankings, North Medford number 5 in the 6A with a league record of 6-0 and an overall record of 10 wins, 1 loss, and then there was a tie during one of their March tournaments. But their last loss, they're right now, they're perfect for April right now. Last loss came against Mountainside back on the 29th of March, a game that they lost by a score of 3-1. They really have been powering their way through the schedule. If you look at their aggregate of runs scored versus runs allowed, it's 67-30. So you got the right combination of offense, defense, and pitching to make it happen. By virtue of that record, they sit atop the Southwest Conference, followed by Roseburg. Grants Pass have 2 losses each, though the Indians have played 1 more game than the Cavemen have. And then right behind them with 3 losses each, you have Sheldon and South Medford. South Medford, the Panthers currently sitting with a number 15 OSAA power ranking. They have an overall record of 7-4, but a league mark of 2-3. They end up being swept by Roseburg on the road, and then took a loss in a heartbreaker against Grants Pass a few weeks back. And then bringing up the rear for the conference, South Eugene at 1-6, and Willamette with a record of 1-5. We're looking forward to this day's game. Got a couple of aces going at it on the hill for North and South. Trey Newen will take the bump for the Black Tornado, fireballing right-hander, and he has had quite a year. And it's been a while since yours truly has had a chance to take a look at him. Had an opportunity to cover him a little bit when they had the Baseball Northwest showcase here a couple of summers ago. But anyway, he'll go ahead and take it for North. Meanwhile, Tristan Malari, a player that I've had a chance, the lefty, had a chance to watch him a couple of times this season, and he has been all that for Coach Josh Moody and company. So we'll see how this one plays out. We're going to bring you both ends of this doubleheader today. Typically, on a lot of games, we'll bring you the opener, and then, but on today's doubleheader, we will bring you this baseball game. Take a little bit of time out between that, and then power up once again and get ready to bring you game number 2. South Medford, the home team, taking the field, looking at how they size up defensively. Has Thompson over at first base, Jordan Sawyer at second. Over manning the hot corner will be Long, and then shortstop will be Cameron Sewell. The outfield from left to right will be Jake Mason, and then we've got Steubenhouse back in the lineup today. He's in center field, and then Cooper Mitchell will patrol right field. Behind the plate will be Elijah Havey, and again, making the start will be the left-hander, Tristan Malari. For North Medford, their batting order will look something like this. Leading off and playing second base will be Johnny King. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Aiden Horsley. In the 3 spot, the catcher, Jeremiah Robbins. Hitting cleanup will be the shortstop, Frankie Retigliano, and the number 5 man will be the first baseman, Kellen Willer. Hitting 6th in right field will be David Carr. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, Marcos Moore, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Colton Morgan, the third baseman. And then we'll have Easton Curtis playing left field. Again, on the mound will be Trey Newman. Malari getting his warm-up tosses in. Pitcher great at changing speeds. Hitting his timing, and pitching's all about messing up that timing. And Malari, one of the good ones at throwing that timing off. It'll be a tall task today, though. This North Medford team, the real deal. North, solid in all phases of the game. Hitting, pitching, they're good defensively. Now here comes Johnny King. He'll stand in. And we're underway. Malari comes to the plate. He'll get that one over for strike 1. King will look at this one, and now Malari, just where he wants to be, ahead in the count at 0-2. Beautiful morning for baseball. A little chilly early on, but that'll get better as the day goes on. Ball hit in the air to third base. Reeling it in is Long. Throw across, and there's one down. So that'll bring up the center fielder for North Medford, Aiden Horsley. Right-handed stick. Had the pleasure of watching him play for the Medford Mustangs American Legion baseball team last summer. He'll stand in, even stance. Malari will wind and fire, comes to the plate. And Horsley promptly gets ahead, 1-0. Next pitch. That one inside. Had a chance to watch Malari in action against Silverton a few weeks back. And in that game, he was dialed in pitching the shutout as the Panthers took that decision by a score of 12-0. But between Malari, Kyle Cope, and Cameron Sewell in particular, South Medford in pretty solid shape pitching-wise. Line drive up the middle, base hit. So North Medford now with their first runner of the day. With one down, that'll bring up the catcher, Jeremiah Robbins.
Well, I know last couple of years, last summer, it would be a delay. We got a ball.
Malari out of the stretch, balk called.
No.
So now Horsley finds himself in scoring position. Just one down.
That was a pitch before. Trust me.
Open stance
He was just signaling
for the right-handed hitter.
umpires moves.
Pitch inside. So Malari getting tested a little bit here early on. Horsley doing a little bit of dancing around as he leads off second. Now Robbins ahead, 2-0. On deck hitter for North, Frankie Vertigliano. Pitch inside. Now a 3-0 count. And they're going to go ahead and say, nah, we'll just send him down to first. And so an intentional walk there. So Robbins aboard. So that does set up the possibility of a double play. And Malaria, pitcher skillful at inducing the ground ball, and he could sure use one right about now. 2 men aboard with 1 down. And here's Frankie Vertigliano. That pitch catches the outside corner. The wind seems to be settling down just a little bit. Not anything heavy this morning, just a little breeze here and there. Fly ball hit out to right field. And that'll end up out of play as the count goes 0-2. Big pitch here for Malari. That one pounded into the dirt. Vertigliano stays alive. That one hit out about medium depth to right field. Mitchell closes the glove on it, makes the catch, but tagging up and headed down to third will be Aiden Horsley. Two down in the inning. And here's Kellen Willer. Opportunity here on the top of the first. Oh, something of a check swing there, and that'll end up fouled out of play. Malari out ahead, 0-1. Runner goes, throw down to second. That one off target base there, so stolen base. Malari ahead here, trying to get out of the jam. Bouncing ball to short. Sewell across the infield. Thompson has to do a little hop to haul it in. But the Panthers escape. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with the home half of the first inning right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Bottom of the first, South Bedford batting order today looks a little something like this for game one of this doubleheader. Leading off and playing third base, we've got Long. He'll be followed in the order by the shortstop, Cameron Sewell. Hitting third, the catcher is Elijah Havey. Cleanup man is the right fielder, Cooper Mitchell. Tristan Malari will hit fifth and pitch. And then he'll be followed by Sam Thompson at first base. Then we have Stupenhouse in center field. And then we've got Mason in left field. And then the number 9 hitter will be Jordan Sawyer playing second base today. For Stupenhouse, it'll be the first time we've had a chance to look at him this season, so he's back in action today. Caleb Long leads off for the Panthers, and he'll take a look at Trey Newman. Newman's been a tough one for Black Tornado opponents throughout the season. Winds and fires, and the first pitch is a ball. Next offering off the plate now as the count goes 2-0. There's a strike for Newman. Regarded as one of the harder throwing hurlers in the state of Oregon in the high school ranks. Long, however, here working a good at bat. He's ahead 3-1. Next pitch. It's a ball, and down to first goes Caleb Long. So one on, nobody out, and Sewell, a left-handed hitter. Versatile player. Mostly been seeing him at shortstop when he's not pitching. Throw over, little courtesy call the first. Long's got to get a little dirt on the uniform now. Now it's official. Next pitch, sliced down the line. So Newman getting ahead here. Swing and a miss. Wicked looking uppercut there by Sewell. Long with a decent lead, but he gets back in underneath the tag as Newman throws over. Elijah Havey, the number 3 hitter in the order, on deck. Newman not taking any chances. Strike 3 for Newman. So down goes Sewell. 1 out in the inning, and here's the catcher, Elijah Havey. Not only have we seen him behind the plate, but we also seen a little bit of him at third base this season. Newman starts out with a strike to the right-handed hitter. Newman's starting to look dialed in here. Now he's ahead in the count at 0-2. Tries to get Havey reaching there, and he lays off of that one. Newman comes to the plate. Havey swing and a miss. And that will bring up Cooper Mitchell. 2 down in the inning. Mitchell, the right fielder, hitting in the cleanup spot today. Newman catches the corner here and gets ahead. That pitch there looked like it just missed, and that'll level things at 1-1. There's a strike. 1-2 the count now. As Newman's opposite, Malari is on deck. Pitch outside. Promptly pouncing on it is Robbins, keeping it in front of him. Count even up at 2-2 with 2 gone. Mitchell with a good eye there, and that'll run the count full. And a strike 3. Newman strikes out the side in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit. No Black Tornado errors. After 1 full, it's a scoreless ball game, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with Crispy Crunchy Chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Hard to say. Hard to say. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Due up for North Medford. We'll have Davis Carr, followed by Marcos Moore and Colton Morgan. Call up that John L. Scott scoreboard. First pitch, a strike to Carr as the count goes 0-1. So both teams with single hits in the first inning. Black Tornado also drew a walk, but it remains a scoreless game as Carr swings through that. Next pitch. That's a strike, and we've got one down. Moore, the designated hitter, will come in and hit. Ball hit in the air. Thompson trying to work his way over to it, just couldn't quite get to it. Malari wasting no time here, getting ahead in the count, 0-2. One down in the top of the second inning. Solid line drive. But it just ends up being a very loud foul ball. Count 0-2. Next offering back to the screen it goes. One and two with one down. Bouncing ball up the middle, but Sawyer's there. Throw is in time. Two down in the inning. That was going to take something with some mustard on it to get there in time as Moore sped down the baseline, but Sawyer with a good throw there. Two down. And that'll bring up Colton Morgan playing the hot corner today, wearing number 1. First pitch from Malari. He'll get ahead at 0-1. South Medford looking to try to even up their conference record at 3-3. Next pitch a strike as it goes 0-2. North Medford, meanwhile, looking to keep their long winning streak alive, and a strike there, and that will do it for the Black Tornado here in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no Panther errors. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in 1 minute here on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Just in time for the spring sports seasons, Table Rock Sports welcomes Dutch Bros to our sponsor lineup. Now, when you enjoy your favorite Dutch Bros treats, you will also be helping connect high school sports fans and teams through Table Rock Sports. Tristan Malari, lefty hitter for the Black Tornado, for the South Medford Panthers. Oh, that was a major faux pas there. Malari the starting pitcher for the Panthers, up against Trey Newman, who struck out the side in the first inning. So the big right-hander delivering as advertised in terms of his pitching skill, and he promptly gets ahead here, 0-2. Righty versus lefty. Pitch just a wee tad off, and it's 1-2. Malari will foul that one away over in the direction of his teammates. And the count remains at 1-2. Bouncing ball. Wide of first. So at the very least, Malari trying to work some pitches out of Newman. We can hear from that clunk there. Malari just gets a piece of it as the count remains at 1-2. Breeze blowing once again. That pitch inside. Two and two the count, and that one fouled wide of third. Donks the fence over there near the South Medford bullpen. And there's a strike from Newman. One down in the inning. And that is 4 consecutive strikeouts for Trey Newman. That'll bring up Sam Thompson. He was the hero against Sheldon on Monday. He drove in the lone run in the victory against the Irish. And right now, he's going to drop one. Oh, looked like he almost dropped it in there, but there to reel it in for the Black Tornado. Making the catch is Davis Carr, and there is 2 down. Josh Stumpenhouse, the hitter now. Bouncing ball down to third. Laser across the infield. And that will do it for the Black Tornado here, for the Panthers here in the bottom of the second. For the Panthers, no runs, no hits, no Black Tornado errors. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with the top of the third here on TableRockSports.net.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Okay. Welcome to the top of the third. North Medford. They have one hit on the day, and they're going to try to see what they can do about breaking open here. As Easton Curtis comes up to hit. Curtis, the number 9 hitter in the order. He'll be followed by Johnny King and Aiden Horsley as we work our way back around. Swing and a miss. And Malari here, going toe-to-toe with Newman. He's ahead here, 0-2. Ball hit in the air to left center field. And making the play. Reeling it in for South Medford. Stumpenhouse there. And there's one down. So that'll bring up Johnny King. Grounded out his first trip. Off-speed pitch from Malari. That's a ball as the count goes 1-0. Count now even up. Winding, firing Malari. Pitch outside as King gets ahead. Checks that. The appeal. First base umpire says no, and the count goes 3-1. Fouled away. The offering from Malari, and now the count on King goes full at 3-2. Pitch, swing and a miss, and down goes King.
Now batting, number 4, Aiden Horsley.
Two away. And here's Horsley. Horsley pounds that one, and a little gimpy there for the moment. He'll try walking that off. Fans, when you need a bite before or after games in Medford, mark April 24th on your calendar. That's the day you will have 2 great Elmer's locations to serve you on Biddle Road and the new location at 68 East Stewart Avenue. Operated by the Thomason Hospitality Group, check out the new Elmer's next to the Harry and David Country Store. Horsley trying to shake that one off. Rearranging the dirt around home plate. He'll step in. Behind in the count, an 0-1. And he gets a hold of that one. That'll drop in left center field, base hit. He rounds the corner. thinks about 2, but he's going to pull up.
Now batting, number 15, Frankie, check. Number 8, Jeremiah Robbins.
And for Horsley, that is his second hit of the ball game. 2 overall for the Black Tornado. That'll bring the number 3 hitter in the order, Robbins, throw over to first. Not much of a lead there for Horsley. Robbins walked his first trip to the plate. Pitch high. Count goes 1-0. Right-handed hitting catcher. And a good hitter at that. Malari's not going to get too many breaks against this Black Tornado lineup. Swing and a miss. That will level things up on this beautiful Saturday morning. A little more in order with what we'd like to see, and the runner in a rundown. And Horsley got back toward the bag, but didn't get his hand on it in time. So Aiden Horsley caught in a pickle, and that will do it for the Black Tornado. No runs, 1 hit. No South Medford errors. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the home half of the third after these messages.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Bottom of the third we go, and that'll bring up Jake Mason. Scheduled for South be Mason, followed by Sawyer, then back to the top of the order with Caleb Long. Mason, today's left fielder, number 8 hitter in the order. Bouncing ball down to shortstop, throw across the infield. In time. Play goes 6-3, and there's one down.
For the Panthers, number 6, Jordan Sawyer.
So that'll bring Jordan Sawyer to the plate. He'll take his first look at Newman. Looked like he kind of got locked up there, and Newman promptly gets ahead, 0-1. 1-1 now the count. Little cap spinner there as it goes inside, and the count now at 2-1. There's a strike. That'll even things up. Sawyer gets got. Another strikeout for Newman. And that'll bring up the Panther third baseman, Caleb Long. He drew a walk in his first plate appearance. And he's ahead here now with 2-0. Yeah, pitch inside, 3-1 for good measure. Long kind of does a little twist and turn there. But Newman turns right around and brings the count full at 3-2. 2 gone in the inning in what has been a fast-paced ball game so far. Roller down to short. Throw across from Retigliano to Willer. So a pair of ground outs here in the bottom of the third, and that will dispense with the Panthers. It remains a scoreless ball game. And we'll be back with more baseball action on the other side of this break.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile closer to crossing the finish line on behalf of his mom. Way to go, Jake.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Today's game is brought to you by Schlesinger and DeVilleneuve, attorneys with practices throughout Southern Oregon, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. To the top of the fourth we go. Now you know it's baseball season and all's right with the world. B.G. Gould back in the house after a couple of weeks on the injured list. He's back in action today, keeping everything in order. And then we also had Joe Brett checking by, our executive producer, taking in a little bit of baseball action. This pitcher's duel that's going on right now between Malari and Newman. Malari opens up with a strike as Jeremiah Robbins, who walked in his first plate appearance, he'll lay off that one, and that'll bring the count even at 1-1. And there's a long fly ball out to left field. But out in front of the warning track to make the catch is Jake Mason. And there's one gone. We haven't seen too many fly balls here today for the Panthers defensively. That's the third fly out of the game. And now that'll bring up Retigliano, who did fly out to right field his first time up. One gone, and Malari ahead here at 0-1. Pitch inside at 1-1. John L. Scott scoreboard. Not very active so far to line drive right there. Snared by Thompson. And there's two gone. Kellen Willer will come to the plate for North Medford. He'll pop that one up on the infield. Sewell will call for it and record the out. So it's 3 up, 3 down for the Black Tornado here in the top of the fourth. We'll pause for messages. Stick around when we return. We'll see who will break the standoff. 0-0 on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Daily adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. That midday pick-me-up pit stop. Plus, earn free rewards with our Peak Rewards app. And when you buy Red Bull, Old Wisconsin Jerky, and many other items, you'll accumulate big savings on fuel. With locations in Oregon and California, we are here to keep you energized throughout the day. And with our Peak Rewards app, we'll help you travel further for less, keeping more money in your pocket. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Cameron Sewell will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth. Sewell fouled off to the left, and the count goes 0-1. Sewell, strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Count now at 0-2. Swing and a miss. Pitch gets away from Robbins, but he'll throw down to first. And that will make it official now as there's one gone. One out in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up Havey. Inside, 1-0. Havey also went down on strikes as Newman struck out the side to start out the ball game. Matter of fact, recorded 4 strikeouts in a row before the fly out to right field by Thompson. Strike for Newman. Advantage to the pitcher now. And swing and a miss. And once again, they'll have to throw it down to first. But Newman no worse for wear as the throw goes down in time. So Cooper Mitchell will try to see what he can do to solve Trey Newman. Mitchell striking out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Newman wasting no time getting ahead of Mitchell here at 0-2 in what has been a fast-paced ball game. Swing and a miss, and striking out the side is Newman. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll go to the top of the fifth, scoreless ball game. And we'll be back in 60 seconds.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Don't stop! Get it! Back off with my greatness in!
Get a little Dutch Bros in here. Another day, another Dutch Bros. Oh my goodness, that is so good. So worth it. Oh my god.
It's pretty freaking dope, dude. I love every single day of it.
Top of the fifth, North Medford. Looking to break the scoring drought here. It has been a fast-moving ball game, as Newman and Malari both have pitched as advertised. Scheduled to hit Davis Carr, Marcus Moore, and Colton Morgan. Carr, the right fielder, 0 for 1 on the day, struck out his first plate appearance. Malari gets ahead here, 0-1. His control has been good today, giving up just one lone walk. Pitch fouled away. Scattering the personnel around a bit here as now the count goes 0-2. Soft liner there, running in for it is Sawyer, and there's one down.
Number 5, Marcus Moore.
Another one of the areas where South Medford has been solid this year has been in terms of their defense, at least from the games that we've seen. The guys in the field do a nice job of backing up their pitchers as Moore goes 0-1. Moore grounded out to second, his first plate appearance of the day. Next pitch. That one hit in the air. That'll end up out of play as it lands on the berm beyond right field. Now it'll take the count to 1-2 as Malari comes to the plate. Line drive between third and short. And Marcus Moore gets the third hit of the ball game for the Black Tornado. That'll bring up Colton Morgan. Morgan 0 for 1 on the day. Runner on first, and one gone. Little floater out to right field. Hits softly. Making a couple steps in is Mitchell. And there's two down. Easton Curtis, who hit a fly ball to center field, will stand in. Decent lead by the runner, Moore. Malari, aware of this, throws over. Pitch off target as Curtis gets ahead. Malari snaps one over to first base. Throw down to first. That was a close one, but Moore gets underneath the tag. And now a timeout called as coaches convene with their players. We got two down. And a 2-0 count to the hitter, Easton Curtis. Moore, the runner, over at first. Pitch outside. Oh, a balk called. Be the second one called against Malari today. So that'll give Moore the luxury of strolling down to second. So now he's in scoring position with a 2-0 count. South Medford looking to try to get on the board here with two gone. Ball hit in the air to center field. Stummenhouse will close the glove on it. And the side is retired. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. It remains a scoreless ball game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals. Featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill-up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
We've got a pitcher's duel going on here between Trey Newman of North Medford and Tristan Mallory of South Medford. They'll face off now here to begin the bottom of the fifth. Mallory will lay off that pitch and gets ahead 1-0. He struck out in the second inning. And now the count even at 1-1. By my count, Newman with 8 strikeouts on the day. Hitting it out to left field. Mallory, but there to record the out is Curtis, and there's one down.
Sam Thompson.
So Mallory trying to go the opposite way. Now that'll bring up Thompson. Thompson flew out to right his first time up. And now he's ahead here. Swing and a miss. And the count level at 1-1. We're already in the bottom of the fifth, and this game just a little over an hour old. Thompson goes down. There's 2 down in the inning. Stumpenhouse will come to the plate. Stumpenhouse grounded out to third, 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss as the count goes 0-2. Pitch off target. Count 1-2. 2 gone. Scoreless ball game. Stumpenhouse bouncing ball down to shortstop. Throw over to first. And that will do it for the Panthers here in the bottom of the fifth. 3 up and 3 down. We'll go to the top of the sixth. Your John L. Scott scoreboard. Scoreless ball game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Time has taken its toll on your once beautiful windows. It's time to team up with Elizabeth Brett and Renewal by Andersen and upgrade your outlook on the world. Design experts like Elizabeth work with Renewal's trained installers and industry-leading products to ensure a client-friendly process. Transform the look, efficiency, and value of your property, just as these homeowners have done. Elizabeth and the Renewal team will be with you every step of the way, from design to completion of the install.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Brett. Call me at the number below to schedule your design consultation.
To the top of the order we go. Due up, Johnny King, Aiden Horsley, and Jeremiah Robbins. Let's bring that scoreboard up to date, as now it is the top of the 6th. No score on the board. King 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out and struck out. Fouls this one away. Spring sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. And our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, with 7 locations to serve you. 0-2 the count, Tristan Malari. Inside, and that one gets away from the catcher, back to the screen. Leadoff hitter in the top of the 6th. The Black Tornado with just 3 hits on the day thus far. Pitch hit up in the air. As King stays alive at 1-2. Malari comes to the plate. And see Havey there kind of gimping around a little bit. Looks like a little contact there. Is now a quick little discussion between the umpire and the pitcher Malari. One of those moments where it might be kind of interesting to have either the umpire or the pitcher mic'd up, just to know what the discussion was about there. King stays alive as he fouls it away. Trying to work a good at-bat here against Malari. Malari comes to the plate, and it evens up now at 2-2. Aiden Horsley, the on-deck hitter. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll bring up Aiden Horsley. Horsley with 2 of the 3 hits that the Black Tornado have against Malari today. Pair of singles in the ball game. Hits a line drive out to left field, but this time Jake Mason there to reel it in, and we've got 2 gone. And now we have the catcher, Jeremiah Robbins, 0 for 1 today, walked and flied out. Robbins watches that off-speed offering go by. And he gets ahead 1-0. Malari winds and fires. This one fouled back to the screen. And the count goes 1-1. Second game of the Twin Bills scheduled for 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we will be bringing this your way here on TableRockSports.net. Robbins showing patience at the plate, and he's ahead now with 2-1. Next pitch, ground ball up the middle, a little seeing eye base hit. Malari couldn't quite get to it. The middle infield couldn't quite get to it. And Robbins with the 4th hit of the day for the Black Tornado. And that'll bring up Retigliano. He lined out and flew out to right field in the ball game. He's 0 for 2. Catching the corner. Malari ahead at 0-1. Slightly open stance with the right foot a little bit closer to home plate. Courtesy call over to first. Oh, 1 the count with 2 gone. Here comes the pitch. And now it's even up at 1-1. Throw to first. Thompson drops it, but nothing too dramatic there as he promptly picks it back up, throws it to his pitcher. Out of the stretch, Malari. And with a game like this, it serves a pitcher well to keep that runner close. And Robbins, despite is not the stereotype of the catcher, he is a guy that can run. Pitch outside, throw down to first, and they got him. Havey with the quick throw down to first. And that will erase the Tornado threat here in the top of the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th we go in a scoreless ball game. We'll be right back.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale price. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Bottom of the 6th, scoreless ball game. It has been a pitcher's duel between Newman and Malari. And now here comes Jake Mason, left fielder, number 8 hitter in the order, 0 for 1 on the day. He'll be followed to lead off the bottom of the 6th by Sawyer, then back to the top of the order to Long. First pitch inside as the count goes 1-0. Next offering by Newman, and the count even up at 1-1. Now Newman out ahead, 1-2. One and two the count to Mason, leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the sixth. Newman looking sharp today. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Newman. And here's Jordan Sawyer. Strike from Newman as the count goes 0-1. Newman just keeps on dealing, and he's ahead here at 0-2. Pitch off the plate. Count goes 1-2. If you're a fielder, Newman's the kind of pitcher you like to be behind. He doesn't waste much time between pitches at all. Now a little ground ball hit down to short, at third actually. It's taken, and they call him out. That was a close call at first. And a good play by Morgan. It just did get there, and then jumping up and getting it was Willer. Now very close. Now that'll bring up Long, the third baseman for the Panthers. And that one fouled wide of third. Long has walked and grounded out in the ball game. Oh, and 2 the count, swing and a miss. And that will do it for the Panthers here in the bottom of the sixth. To the top of the seventh we go. And it's still a scoreless ball game. We'll be right back.
Cellular Prepaid, our plans have no extra fees, like our lowest priced unlimited plan at just $40 a month. So don't get surprised by other providers and their extra fees. Plus, with our unlimited plans, you get your choice of a free Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Power. With US Cellular Prepaid, what you see is what you get.
No extra fees and no surprises with US Cellular at Siskiyou, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back here at Harry and David Field, Jim McCoy along with Johnny McCoy. And we still have the same score that we started out the game with. It's 0-0. And Malari, Newman, contrasting styles. Newman kind of a power pitcher. Malari likes to change speeds, but they've been getting the same results. That is that they're keeping runs from crossing, and now Rutigliano, who's 0 for 2 on the day. He's lined out and flied out. Breaks a little ground there as Malari gets ahead 0-1. And the ball hit up the middle, base hit. Fifth hit of the ball game for the Black Tornado, and the first one of the day for Mr. Rutigliano. So the leadoff hitter aboard here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring Kellen Willer here. Willer 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch fouled off as the count goes 0-1. Rutigliano has played a nice shortstop today defensively, and here has an opportunity to break it loose. He's going to take off and run, and they get him. So that's now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is the third time that a North Medford base runner has been either picked off or thrown out. So now one down. And Willer with a slightly different scenario than what we had just a moment ago. An unfortunate break for North Medford. Runners coming at a premium today. Pitch back to the screen as the count goes 2-1. On deck is Davis Carr, the right fielder. Ground ball deep. Sewell going to throw it across the infield, and he's safe hit, and then he'll go ahead and throw it down to second. So what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and they'll award a hit to Willer and then an error on the throw. So it'll be a single and an error. And that's just the first one of the day by either side. But that will put the runner Willer down in scoring position with one down. And coming up is Davis Carr. And that makes sense because, I mean, it looked from here that that was hit deep in the hole. And there would have been no way that Sewell had been able to get him. And then, of course, with the throw, it ends up getting away, and then he gets down to second. So you break that down, and correct call there by the scorer. Carr showing bunt as he looks to try to advance. The runner. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn I saw number 7 on the back of that uniform. I think we might have a pinch runner down there, and that has been confirmed. Dominic Daffron down at second base. Taking a healthy lead there as the pitch goes inside, but a strike there, making it 0-2. One would think that that would take the sacrifice out of the equation, as a fouled off bunt would result in a strike 3. Ground ball hit up the middle, diving stop made by infield hit there. Good effort by the second baseman, Sawyer. But that one hit slowly, and now that'll bring up runners at the corners. So an infield hit for Davis Carr. That'll bring Coach Moody out of the dugout. So we've got runners at first and third, 1 out. Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365. Use your peak rewards to save on gas and snacks on your next road trip. So Marcus Moore, who singled his last time up, 1 for 2 on the day. Great opportunity here to break it loose. Daffron now the runner at third. He came in to run for Willer. And then we've got Carr down at first base. And Moore, the designated hitter. So more showing bunt there, fouled off. And the count goes 0-1. Malari comes to the plate. And now the count at 0-2. What Malari wouldn't give for a double play ball right here. Comes to the plate. It's a ball. Pitch momentarily gets away, but Havey, with a quick reaction, smothers it. And that'll keep the runners where they are. One and two, the pit and the pitch coming from Malari. Ball popped up. Thompson there. Hangs up there for a while and has to do a little bit of a dance there, but he is able to record the out, 2 down. And that'll bring up Colton Morgan. Laurie comes to the plate. First pitch fouled off by Morgan. 0 for 2 on the day, struck out. and flew out to right. Easton Curtis, the number 9 hitter, on deck. Next pitch. Outside as the pitch goes, as the count goes 1-1. Malari, that one fouled back as the count goes 1-2. Morgan awaits the offering. That pitch inside at 2-2. Carr with a fairly decent lead off of first. Runner goes, and he strikes him out.
No runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base to the bottom of the
So the Panthers get out of the jam. Big strikeout from Malari. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th. Still a scoreless ball game. We'll be back following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
For the Panthers, number 11, Cameron Sewell.
So Cameron Sewell will come up to lead off the bottom of the 7th. For the South Medford Panthers. Pitch outside as the count goes 1-0. Newman, who's had a commanding performance here today, remains in the ball game. Pitch out, they catches the outside corner as it evens up now at 1-1. Sewell. Waits on this one, and the count now goes at 2-1. And a line drive out to left center field. And the catch is made. 1 down. That looked like it had a chance, but the play made out and left by Easton Curtis, and now that'll bring up Elijah Havey. Opening pitch from Newman. Goes for a ball. On deck is Mitchell. Strike there for Newman.
About 20, 25. Yeah, let's take a break.
So 1-2 the count with one down. Havey. 2-2 the count. And now the count goes full at 3-2. Payoff pitch. And Havey is aboard with a walk. That is the first runner that the Panthers have had in what seems like a million years. Let's take a look back here. I think we'd about have to go back to the first inning. So now there's a conference on the mound. A little discussion there with Newman. Runner aboard with one down. No doubt a little review of the situation defensively. And we'll have a courtesy runner for South Medford, which you can do for the catcher and pitcher. Strike there. Count goes 0-1. Chance Ryan, the junior, in to run. Mitchell trying to make contact there, and the count goes 0-2. Runner goes, Ryan, and he's safe. So a stolen base for Havey, and that'll put him in scoring position with a 1-2 count to the hitter Mitchell. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And Mitchell goes back to the dugout. So that'll bring up the Panthers pitcher, Tristan Malari. Malari talked a lot about his pitching, but a fine hitter in his own right when he's not pitching. And they're going to go ahead and do the intentional walk here. And as they do it these days, you don't even have to throw. And so now that'll bring up Sam Thompson. Gannon Jones, we've seen him start at third, and today coming off the Panther bench, serving as a courtesy runner for Malari, and that'll bring up Thompson, the first baseman. Thompson 0 for 2 on the day. Newman hanging tough here after 6 2/3. First pitch, a strike. Will we go to extra innings? Pitch high. And the count even at 1-1. Newman looks at second, comes to the plate. Catches the corner there, and now the count goes at 1-2. Out of the stretch, here comes Newman. And now the count even at 2-2. Runners at first and second. 2 down. 2-2 the count. Big pitch here for Newman. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for the Panthers here in the inning. Now we'll go to extra innings. We'll go to the top of the 8th following these messages.
You do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Tristan Malari remaining in the ball game as we go to extra innings. Malari has only walked one hitter today and given up 6 hits, so he's had a fairly efficient outing. I don't have what his pitch count would be at this point, but obviously he's able to at least remain in the ball game for now. And now Chopper hit wide of third base. Curtis, the hitter, flown out to center field twice today. Pitch inside as it goes 1-1. On deck will be Johnny King, followed by Aiden Horsley. Bouncing ball hit down to short. Sewell has a little bit of trouble with it. And Curtis will get aboard on the error.
Number 2, Johnny King.
Second error of the day for the South Medford Panthers. That puts the leadoff man aboard and provides opportunity for Johnny King. King 0 for 3 on the day. Conference on the mound. If a study of nonverbal communication is any indicator here, largely a discussion of everybody's assignments defensively. Nobody out with a runner on. Here we are in extra innings. South Medford no stranger to this situation. They scored a 4-3 victory against South Eugene earlier this week in extras on Tuesday. Stepping in is King. He'll show bunt. Fouled away as the count goes 0-1. Throw to first. And South has had some success in terms of dispensing of base runners today. Bunt hit in the air down to second. The only play there to first as Sawyer throws it over to Thompson. So the sacrifice successful as Curtis now in scoring position for Aiden Horsley. Horsley 2 for 3 on the day. Pair of singles. And he will go ahead and stroll down to first base on the intentional walk. Panthers looking to set up a double play possibility. Robbins 1 for 2. Robbins singled and was thrown out on the base paths last go around. So 2 aboard with 1 out. And Coach Moody will emerge from the Panther dugout, and it will be time for a pitching replacement. Here we are in extra innings, and that will end it for Malari. Malari responsible for the 2 hitters aboard. And in relief comes the right-hander Kyle Cope. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. We'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout as Cope gets his warm-ups in, and then we'll be right back with extra innings baseball action here on TableRockSports.net.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Kyle Cope coming in. Relief of Malari. Unofficially, we have Malari with no runs surrendered so far, but the book not closed on him yet as he is responsible for the 2 Black Tornado runners aboard. But as far as his pitching efforts today, it's been a good one. Surrendered just 7 hits. And 2 walks, one of the intentional variety. Robbins stands in. And Cope with that funky delivery, almost kind of a 3/4 side arm type of delivery, coming at you way different than from what we saw from the left-hander Malari. Pitch outside, runner goes, throw down to third, not in time. So the pitch wide of the plate. And so now Curtis the go-ahead run just 90 feet away now. Pitch outside. Robbins ahead here, 2-1. Next pitch fouled off, and that will bring the count to 2-2. Robbins the hitter with Fratigliano on deck. Comes to the plate, pitch outside. Count goes full at 3-2. So it's 3-2. Runners at the corners. 1 out. Scoreless ball game. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Runner goes, however, so there's 2 runners in scoring position. Well, there are 2 down. As Robbins returns to the Black Tornado dugout. Now they'll bring up Ritigliano. Ritigliano, 1 for 3 on the day. Cope opens up with a strike. Game scheduled for 7 innings, but we're in the 8th now. Next pitch. And now the count even at 1-1. Cope out of the stretch. Catches the outside corner as the count goes 1-2. Cope looking to close the book on the top half of the 8th. Next pitch. Hit hard but foul. And the count remains at 1-2. Ritigliano awaits the pitch. Good eye by Ritigliano, and now the count even at 2-2. Runners at second and third. 2 out. Ritigliano the hitter, Cope the pitcher, on in relief. Pitch fouled away. Ritigliano staying alive there. So Malari today throwing 7 1/3 innings of work. Just does get a piece of that as he stays alive. Cope. Byers. And Ritigliano just waves the wand at it, gets enough of it to stay alive. Cope fires, swing and a miss. Oh, wow. What an inning as the drama continues here. South Medford gets out of the jam and will go to the bottom of the 8th of this scoreless ball game. We'll be back right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Cellular prepaid, our plans have no extra fees, like our lowest priced unlimited plan at just $40 a month. So don't get surprised by other providers and their extra fees. Plus, with our unlimited plans, you get your choice of a free Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Power. With US Cellular prepaid, what you see is what you get.
No extra fees and no surprises with U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We go to the bottom of the 8th. Stumpin' House will lead off, followed by Mason and Sawyer, the bottom third of the Panther order. Newman remains in the ball game. Grounder down to third base. Throw across the infield. Making the play over at the hot corner, Colton Morgan. And there's one down.
Number 1, Kyle Cope.
Kyle Cope now hitting for Mason. So we're talking a little bit earlier. They must have done a double switch. We'll try to keep our eyes on who's out in left field. Of course, it's not unusual that we'll see Cope in the lineup. Not today when he's not pitching. We've seen him out in center field some and points elsewhere. 1-1 the count. Cope yanks that one foul, as Newman is now ahead at 1-2. One-two pitch. High and inside, and the count goes 2-2. Next pitch. He strikes him out.
For the Panthers, number 6, Jordan Sawyer.
So that'll bring up Jordan Sawyer. Sawyer 0 for 2 on the day. We just heard from B.G. Gould, our scorer here today, statistician. 13 strikeouts for Newman today, throwing an absolute gem. 2 down, and the count level here at 1-1. Swing and a miss. And the count goes 1-2. Got to be thinking at this point, Newman's got to be very close to his limit as well. And they strike him out. So through 8 full, it remains a scoreless ball game. We'll be back following these messages on TableRockSports.net. You say
it takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Malari's out and left. So we got an official that I'm just checking in there. Tristan Malari, after coming out of the coming off the mound, having reached his pitch limit today, he's out in left field now. So what happened was on that double switch, Malari moved over to left from pitching, and then substituting for Mason was Cope as he came in to pitch. So here we are, the top of the 9th. And for a high school game, that is extra innings. That this game's scheduled for 7. Cope now pitching. Ball's behind 1-0 to the leadoff hitter. And that's Kellen Willer. Willer 1 for 3 on the day. Pitch outside. And the count goes 3-0. Cope takes a little something off of that there, and it goes to 3-1. He pitches out of the stretch and runs the count full to 3-2. Next pitch, he goes the other way. It drops in for a base hit. Willer leads off with a hit to the opposite way. So leadoff man aboard, and that'll bring up Davis Carr. For the Black Tornado, their 8th base hit of the day. That one, ooh, that came in tight, and Carr gets out of the way, and Havey there to haul in the pitch. Keep the runner from advancing. Carr on the day, 1 for 3. Hits one on the grass. And they'll roll that one a base hit. And we got runners at the corners. Long desperately trying to get the out at first. So they're going to go ahead, and that'll be scored a hit and an error. That error allowing the runner to advance. So first and third, nobody out. And that'll bring up Marcus Moore. Moore lays down the bunt. Throw down to first. So they get the sacrifice successful. And North Medford here in the top of the ninth breaks the log jam. And that'll bring up Colton Morgan. So one down. And a runner at second. Next pitch outside. On deck will be Easton Curtis. Next pitch goes for a ball as Morgan gets ahead, 2-0. Make that 3-0. Pitch outside. And Morgan draws the walk.
Now batting, number 9, Easton Curtis.
Easton Curtis, the hitter, 0 for 3 on the day. He's got runners at first and second, and one down. 1-0 ball game. Sewell comes in from shortstop and Havey from behind the plate. Talk things over with Cope. And Cope, the type of pitcher that will, when he's on, effective at drawing ground balls. And if you're a Panther fan, there would be a good time for one right here. Shows bunt. A strike for Cope. And we've got one more game after this one. Next pitch. That's a strike. Advantage Cope now with the 0-2 count and one down. Ball hit in the air. Out to the right. Goes out of play. And the count will remain at 0-2. Cope from the stretch. Fouled away. On deck to the top of the order would go to Johnny King. The pitch. Fouled off to the right once again. As the count remains at 0-2. 1-0 ball game. And it was a long time in coming. Next pitch goes for a ball. Easton Curtis working a good at-bat here. Cope looks back to second, comes to the plate. Outside the pitch as it goes even now with 2-2. Pitch hit up in the air, out toward the right, trying to make a diving play there is Thompson. But he couldn't quite get there. Gets a little help up from Sawyer. So Curtis stays alive. And an opportunity to try to gain some separation against the Panthers as the Black Tornado lead in the ball game 1-0. Pitch outside. Count full now at 3-2. Cope comes to the plate. Ground ball up the middle. Throw down to second. Throw over to first is not in time. Error on the play there. But an out recorded. So a fielder's choice there. Coming across and scoring was Carr for North Medford. So now it's a 2-0 ball game. Four errors on the day for South Medford. 2 gone now. As the Panthers tried to execute the double play there, and that provided opportunity on the air for North to take that 2-0 lead. They got a runner scoring position now. Runner at second and 2 gone. And now 3-0 the count to Johnny King. King 0 for 3, but on his 4th at-bat, a sacrifice hit. He's in the driver's seat here. And he draws the walk.
Number 4, Aiden Horsley.
So that'll bring up Aiden Horsley. Horsley, 2 for 3 on the day, singled twice, fly out to left, and an intentional walk. Horsley with a potential opportunity to break it open and make the mountain that the Panthers have to climb in the bottom of the 9th a little bit steeper. Havey coming out for a little conversation with Cope. Pitch outside, 2-0 the count. Here comes Cope, bouncing ball, hit down to short. Sewell has it, throws across the infield, and it's in time. But for the Black Tornado, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. And a South Medford error. They lead 2-0. And they'll try to close the book on South as they come up in the home half of the 9th right after these messages.
What do you do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Here we go to the bottom of the 9th. Now, South Medford finds themselves trailing in the ball game by a score of 2-0. And Trey Newman continues on his outing against the top third of the Panther order. First pitch inside as the count goes 1-0. It's been a long day for Newman. And he's had kind of a long break. We'll see what, if any, effect that has on him. No sooner than I say that, he throws a strike to Long. 0 for 2 on the day. Drew a walk to open the ball game. One of just 2 that Newman has surrendered on the day. Next pitch, and the count even at 2-2. Newman comes to the plate, and he got him. So a strikeout for Newman. And I believe that's 15 on the day for him. 16. But Newman has hit his limit. So Trey Newman nobody aboard here. Johnny King will come on in relief of Newman, who struck out 16, walked 2, has given up no runs. So King will come in to pitch. Have a substitution down at second base. So now we got Davis Carr at second.
Who's out right? We've got 16 is going to right. 4 is in center. Okay, Newman. 1 is in left. Newman went to right.
So now Newman will move out to right field. And now that with one out, we'll bring up Cameron Sewell. One down, bottom of the ninth. So we're in extra innings here. And North Medford leading in the ball game 2-0. Sewell on the day, 0 for 3. King comes to the plate. First pitch is a strike as the count goes 0-1. So King picking up where Newman left off. And that's going to drop in there. That's the first hit of the day for the South Medford Panthers. Newman pitching no-hit baseball for 8 1/3. But Sewell getting a hit off of the relief pitcher King. Base runners have been at a premium for South. It goes without saying. Now Havey stands in. He's ahead in the count 2-0. So Newman, an absolutely unbelievable performance. 16 strikeouts, no hits surrendered, just 2 walks. Swing and a miss, and the count evens up at 2-2. So trying to abide by that, the announcer's not talking about a no-hitter while they're in progress. I was hoping as I would flash that break board up that would show the amount of hits that you all were kind of picking up on that along the way, that Newman pitching an incredible game. But obviously, as a team, North Medford can still get the shutout. And they're one step closer to that. As Havey goes down, and that will bring up Cooper Mitchell. First pitch from King goes for a ball as it goes 1-0. Next pitch inside as the count goes 2-0. Pitch outside. 3-0. Tristan Malari, the starting pitcher, who pitched shutout baseball during his outing, is on deck. Drawing the walk is Mitchell.
For the Panthers, number 8, Tristan Malari.
Tristan Malari comes up. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out, flew out to left, and walked. So South now with the tying run down at first base. First pitch from King is outside as the count goes 1-0. Two gone in the inning. Pitch inside. Malari now ahead 2-0. Thompson, the on-deck hitter. Ooh, pitch inside, nearly grazed him. And now the pitch goes, and the count goes 3-0. And there's a strike from King. Hitters a count at 3-1. Swing, and it looks like he caught just a little bit of that, just enough. Keep himself alive. Now the count, well, the count 3-2 now. Ground ball in the infield, throw across. And there's the out. And the play made at second. And that will do it. The North Medford Black Tornado score a shutout victory, 2-0, in the opening game of a doubleheader between the crosstown rivals. We will take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll be back with a quick post-game wrap-up. Take a quick break before we bring you the second game of the doubleheader, but that will follow these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
So game one is in the book. And for those of us getting our first look at the pitcher, Trey Newman for the North Medford Black Tornado, we see what all the noise is about as the Oregon-bound pitcher comes out and just has a whale of a ball game, striking out 16, allowing no hits, and just walking to South Medford batters. King came on in relief and surrendered the one hit to Sewell, but was able to preserve for this North Medford team the shutout. And North Medford ends up taking the first game of the Twin Bill by a score of 2-0. So with that, Newman, the winning pitcher, picking up the save, will be King. And taking the loss in relief will be Cope. Tristan Malari pitching shutout ball until basically he ran up to his pitch limit. And that will wrap things up here. But an incredible, dramatic ball game, a game worthy of the rivalry that is between these two teams. And the post-game show brought to you by Dutch Bros. And that will wrap up the first game. We'll take a quick break, and then you'll want to go right back to TableRockSports.net, and then we'll fire up again here in about 10 minutes and get ready for the nightcap between these two teams. I'd like to thank you for watching today's live streaming event. We'd like to thank South Medford High School Athletic Director James Joy for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Day on TableRockSports.net in today's broadcast. Our next Table Rock Sports presentation featuring the Panthers will come up here in just a few moments or so. But again, the final score on your John L. Scott scoreboard: North Medford 2, South Medford nothing. This has been a presentation of Table Rock Sports. Executive producer is Joe Brett. With Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for watching, and greetings from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon.